Greetings everyone, and Great here with another HBars 4 replay. Spawn on the top left side as the blue Roost, we have VortiX. Spawn on the bottom right side as the green Abbasid Dynasty, we have Wam01. And since we do have a Roost player out in the field, let's switch to the not caster mode so we can take a look at the bounties the Roost player get. I hear a lot of sheep being claimed, does find some wolves there. Green appears to only have one scout on the field, while blue has put up 3 scouts. Does find the villagers up here. I think blue found these villagers. I think blue's going to get a lot of trade bounties. Another wolf over here. Kremlin being deployed on out. Pretty standard. Let's see now. Finds himself another wolf. He will get tier 2, no problem. Finding a lot of these wolves, very, very nice. Needs to make sure he kills off these wolves, very good. He has a 315 bounty. Oh, looks like there are 2. Oh, no, that's we got the military wing actually researched on out first. Let's slow down a little bit since we see the military wing. Military wing course allows you to get the boot camp technology for increased health. Most people go for the economic wing. Howdy. We got these militia pushing on forward. The military wing forces will force that guy those back. And of course, we do have these 2 scouts in the region scouting out his opponent. Militia are not advancing. Remember, they have a time life. They need to go in sooner rather than later. And how much trade bounty did he collect up? Oh, there goes the militia. How much militia of trade bounty did he get? 315, not near to 500, but he at least got a good amount. We now have a forward town set being employed on out by Green. When I say forward, I mean 10 feet outside of his home town center. And our militia are traversing around. And I think Green went with a military wing just simply for that basic defense force, I guess. Militia are pretty close to expiring, 25 seconds, so not as close as it usually is. And let's fast forward a little bit. Both sides just want to eco up. Got a lot of stone being gathered up by Green. And we see no early night. Oh, nope, we got our first early night out on the field. We usually see that a little bit sooner. The first early night now traversing around the flank, now going down the center. We'll link up a scout here to provide some good spawning. Or maybe not. Does find that lone villager there, and does get 1, 2 slices. Good little pick there. Do got some more spearmen being pulled out by Green. Now blue's trying to pull out some forward archers as well. Oh, looks like he's going for boar. And he lured him towards the, what's it called, the forest, in order so his hunting camp provides some extra gold generation as well. So now I can pull out a hunting camp there, maybe go for, going for the hunting camp there to collect a little bit more trees there. Maybe go for a wooden fortress while at it. That will allow him to not only get the boar, but also get some extra gold generation. Probably around 30-ish, which is not bad.
Слушайте все. Слушаем, приближайтесь, боязливее.
Looks like the scout received some fire there. Blues maybe now eyeing advance. Got 1 early night, 3 archers, and a scout for spotting. Over here, do got a horseman and spearman. Got 2 spearmen, 2 horsemen. And there is the knight and scout over here as well. Gonna be collecting a whole lot of food from that boar. Two early nights, 5 archers in this region. Do still have the scout down here. And he will potentially spot these palisade walls going on up. Do now have these early knights charging forward, trying to find a good charge onto that villager. 1, 2, Dead. And we got the early knights receiving mass amounts of fire there, down to 3 health. Early knights over here, so being chased by the hardened spearmen. And he does have access to the siege engineer technology, so green may be eyeing for some early siege engineers. Does find some of these archers as well with his horsemen, very, very good. And now these spearmen could advance forward, pull out some battering rams to the front line. Now got the spearmen trying to chase down these horsemen. Getting some damage over there, very nice. Let's take out one of the villagers as well with a nice charge attack. Got a lot of spear in this mix. Does not ghost in the early knights there. Got this force moving around. We got these 4 horsemen now engaging the early knights as well. The early knights should be able to get some good damage there. And now we do have the boot camp research, giving some extra health for his infantry forces. As well as some pierce armor research. Got 4 early knights in this region, and well as 4 archers. Scout to see the damage there from the horsemen. Honey camp over here. Let's go and be trying to clean up some of these deer. Now, do got the hide trade house being plotted out right here. Ooh, that's a good spot. That should get him about maybe 200 gold per minute. But it's there onto the scout, taking him out. So now green could eye counterattack. We do have 10 horsemen in this region, 1 scout for spotting. Going from fortified palisade walls all across that line. No fortified palisade walls in this region, but he's going straight down the middle. No spearmen, no real defenses here. These villagers may even fall back out of that region. And the high trade house is about ready to go on up. The Abbasid Dynasty player does nowhere near to getting his castle age up. He does manage to kill himself a nice little deer there. This gives him nearly 200 gold per minute, but once he gets his next trade bounty, the 500, he should be able to get up to 200. Trying to burn down some of these palisade walls. They will take a bit of time because they're the fortified palisade walls. Now we're just going to be moving around with here to attack, and we got these knights now pushing forward. They're soon to be upgraded to full knights, early knights. Usually I'll have a knight upgrade. As well as some good amount of deer being claimed over here. Green's going to be falling back. The technology advantage, Green may need an eye to go for his castle age sooner rather than later. Got a massive wave of militia now advancing on forward, 16 militia. Militia still has 60 seconds remaining, and they will do bonus damage versus these horsemen. Got a good number of spearmen here. Nice to fall back. The militia just may want to charge them forward. They don't have a whole lot of time. It's going to take time to torch down the outpost. You can offer this research. The militia needs to start charging forward. Spearmen getting good brace there. A couple of spearmen do go down. Archers now engaging. Militia sort of charging forward. Needs to be in general aim move forward at this moment in time. Nice trying to engage on in. Good damage there on the Green's army. Green should be able to hold the line. The militia about to expire, and that's a good amount of Blue's force. The militia are now down, and now Green's going to be advancing forward. Got Archer, most of Archer, but the horsemen should be able to get those archers no problem. No, a lot of spearmen left for Green. Got another wave of spearmen charging forward, trying to get those early knights, or knights, just regular knights. Knights are still getting some good damage on in. Focus down the archers, very, very good. More spearmen, more archers pushing forward. There's the knights remaining. Does have the towns that are extra towns that are garrisoned on up. So is this one partially. And now we got these forces falling on back. Green starting to reinforce, needs some more spearmen. He has plenty of archers. The economic ring is almost complete. Research the economic wing. This becomes available, doesn't necessarily give any technologies. They're starting to build some walls there. Spearman is charged on forward. We're seeing a bit of fire from the knights. Let's get some good damage there. No additional research, such as the veteran the spearman upgrade. He does not have any gold right now. 10 gold in his treasury. So he is unable to get any more research for teching on up. He needs to get that rectified sooner rather than later. Here are some rugs being flamed. We knock out Boyar's fortitude being researched. So you're getting some great damage right there. Start opening these forces. Got some militia in the mix as well, so they can quickly go down to the archer fire. And one villager does go down. Green does have a superior number of villagers. And now it's going to go for a big wave of villagers. Grab as much gold as possible. 35 villagers. And also are catching up some of these relics as well. Green does have a couple of lancers out on the field. They're all quite wounded now. And looks like he has cleaned up most of the deer as well. We need to go for another source of deer, such as right here. He may want to go for some stone before he actually get this deer collected, because he may need to keep out since it's pretty far forward. This guy now trying to pull out some mangonels with his infantry, as well as a circle dance. Scout running around. Warrior monk does try to go for conversion there. Does have Boros Fortitude to improve its own health, and does manage to escape the conversion. 11 attack. At the alpha strike there. Right now the Lancer does 24 damage per swipe, so it does beat the Warrior monk in a 1v1. Big wave of farms being pulled on out for Green. Very, very nice. He needs that food income. We also need that knight not to be in his food line. Oh, looks like he did manage to finish off that warrior monk before he escaped out as well. Ooh, big hit there. Blue's trying to avoid the knights. Needs to start claiming this gold. This gold over here is so relatively easy, accessible. And that's where his villagers are going now. Like both sides are just starting to eco up. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Over here we got a big wave of archers being put on field. Got some more archer damage for Green, as well as the composite bow research increases the load time of his archers by 33%. Knights are advancing forward. We got these archers advancing forward, as well as a handful of militia, 6 militia members. I think he canceled whatever that was. I don't think he actually got destroyed. He does have a Maganello in this region. And there's a nice little choke point here, so this Maganello can get some great damage done. Maganello fires a volley there. Gets a direct hit there on this archers, doing some severe damage onto them. There's a handful of crossbowmen here, but the archers would do some extra damage versus the spearmen. So the archers are still good call there. Green has a significant number of archers. Now blue may be eyeing to flank his opponent there. He's starting to peel off his knights to go another direction. Blue's going perhaps just try to hold this area. Now this force is starting to advance up forward. We got the secret site being neutralized in the center. That was the only one that was catching up. And knights have managed to sneak on through. There is a lot of infrastructure for him to hit. Handful of villagers here. Now peeling off, trying to hit multiple locations. And you can actually go straight to this villager line there. There's not enough garrison for all these villagers, which there is a lot. There's trying to begin to siege. Knights are now gauging multiple angles. It's not looking good for green. He does have a superior number of villagers, but there's going to be a lot that may be changing very soon. Does he got the central VP? Not VP, Sacred Site. Wrong game. Some of these knights are starting to receive a lot of attrition damage from this town centers and from the spearmen. The Abbasid Dynasty does have 7 damage arrows, not 6 damage arrows, so to do extra damage with these arrows is very, very important. Actually, it does 8 damage arrows. Wait, does his arrow technology does affect the town centers? Huh, did not know that. So 8 damage arrows is very different than 6 damage arrows that make it so that these knights, rather than receive 1 damage each, they will receive 2 damage each. Doesn't seem like much, but it does make a massive difference. Springdog takes out the Mangonel. Spearman trying to push his way forward now. Blue's now trying to go for 4 to keep and try to claim stone as well. The second side has been captured, so is this one. Gains some good gold generation as well.
لقد انتهى الأمر.
لقد انتهى الأمر.
Crossbowman gains some great damage there on these lancers, and decides to replace that gate with a wounded wall gate. He tries to quickly focus it down a little bit quicker to destroy it. Spearmen, archers are trying to fall him back. Got a big wave of spearmen here. These are regular horsemen, so they do extra damage versus range. And now we do got a defensive keep here. Not being upgraded, holding oil as well. And down over here, do have these horsemen now charging forward. Ooh, green's going for a massive wave of stone walls. Now there's going to be good damage onto these knights. The knights are going to slice up a couple of these villagers. Villager count is very, very similar right now. 112 to 112. Do not got the cultural ring being researched by the Abbasid Dynasty player now. We'll see starting to eye his Imperial Age. Does take out that Spearman now. And green is trying to claim this forward gold. It's a contestable gold, so having green claim this gold is very, very important. Horsemen try to find an angle there. The keep does have, of course, a good damage output. Horsemen right now only have 5 pierce armor. Speaking about which, those horsemen are now dead. Going for a big line of walls as well. He's really going to try to put the pressure on the Roost player by putting these walls up. You now have the high armor being flowed out on the field, which does give him access to some extra technologies. Also reduces the cost of nearby siege units in the workshops. And it does take out that villager there. Well, the war monk now receiving fire there. Could turn around and stab that lancer. Both sides are picking up, gaining technologies, and things that sort of going to fast forward a little bit. Early night, blue trying to advance up forward as well. Does have a build go down there. Both sides now Imperial Age. Blue's now advancing forward, trying to pull out another wooden fortress there. And this area is having the stone walls going up, but the guys are trying to go through a very narrow choke point there, forcibly blocked by a single tree. And of course, do have a gatehouse here, which means he can actually garrison on top of these walls. We may actually see walls actually being mounted, but he's going to try to go through this breach now. He has a good number of spearmen and archers to stop that breach. It's not going to go well, is it? Spearmen not going to go past through the breach. Archers can get on this high ground. Gaining the high ground, archers would give them great defensive benefit there. Trying to go out for another wall here. I'm not sure why he's trying to go for another gate, I mean. Does break through one. He could actually get on top of the walls through that ground right there. Destroys the palisade walls. I don't think that was actually destroyed. I think that was actually deleted. Of course, not running forward. Spearman does find some shots there. We do have the villagers now down. Got more to reinforce the Spearman here, trying to deal with these horsemen. Spring bottle placements do go down now. And the horsemen are charging forward. Got more defensive horsemen here. They're now fully elite horsemen. These elite horsemen are charging forward as well, trying to go to these villagers once again. Both sides are just pulling out trash, which is fine. Right now, both sides do not have a whole massive amount of gold. Actually, blue does have a decent gold reserve there. Trying to go for defensive keep here. Needs to get some of these villagers inside the keep of this town set as well. He does have some good damage output due to his civilization bonuses. Trying to get some kills on these villagers. The villager count is very similar, 121 to 122. And all those horsemen do go down. This keep will help keep that food area secure again. And right now, this wall... no, I don't think blue can actually traverse up this wall over here. But that's maybe one reason why he went for the stone gate there. But green can traverse up this wall thanks to the gatehouse here. See that little door right there? It helps you traverse up here. If you pull out a stone tower on the other side, it also provides a way to traverse up the wall. So maybe a good idea for green to close this gap here. Maybe... Oh boy. Wood is actually rapidly being depleted on this map, isn't it? Oh, there's some wood deposits here. But green can traverse up to the wall. Now we've got some bombards trying to knock down the walls. We have another keep being put on out by blue, trying to secure this stone. Spearman getting some great damage there onto those horsemen. Horsemen trying to flank around to these archers. Now we've got the chemistry upgrades. We've got incendiary arrows. Culver's now advancing forward. Falconet does fire a shot back, and there goes the other culver. And the villagers are still trying to build the keep. It's pretty far being completed. Horsemen are traveling on through. There's a good amount of defense here now, and quickly get inside the town. Or go for these villagers. Damage attack is... Somehow the town center has 9 knife damage. Sometimes a little bit iffy with something. He's just trying to rebuild this keep, losing a number of villagers here. Not being successful, needs to get some horsemen to clear up these archers. These horsemen are trying to clear out some villagers. Taking out these culverins. He misses opportunity, I would say. Taking out the culverins like that would have been very good. Spearmen here to defend these villagers. Got more spearmen here. Those horsemen are being put on field. And now we've got some Streltsy to put on the field. An excellent cannoneer unit. Villagers trying to get overwhelmed. Green still has a superior number of villagers, so losing them is not a huge issue. Blue's keep will go ahead and go on up. Got the elite horseman research now for green. And got these horsemen still stabbing green's villagers. Keep firing away, getting some good damage on the horsemen. These horsemen are still stabbing a lot of his villagers. Got more production being put out by green. And these horsemen are going to be left to their own devices. Some spearmen coming through to stop them now. I've got some spearmen here. Need to pull out some more villagers over here to collect up that food if he needs that food. These villagers are starting to get stabbed as well. And this gold is almost completely depleted. There's some good gold deposits over here for Blue in his territory. And look at that, Green has a massive reserve of gold right now. Archer's getting some good volleys there on these horsemen, going for another keep here. Horsemen still traversing on through. We'll see some castle fire. At this point in time, Mate's going to just blow out some walls. Horsemen now trying to breach over here. He may be eyeing for the gold deposits, or maybe just trying to hit these villagers. Speaking of which, we do have a keep being put over there. Green has lost a number of his villagers, but this area is now secure. He's trying to collect up some more wood. I think the horseman over here, yep, does get cleaned on up. And over here, we still got these bombards and springbolts here. Battery rams not being deployed out by Green. I think they're being deployed out by the infantry themselves. Find some good volleys there on this horseman. Culverin could be run down. And these spearmen are going to try to stop these horsemen once again. These horsemen have been constantly streaming over here. He really should find a better way to help keep them this area secure. Green's now advancing forward. The battery rams are hitting the keep. We've got the strokes now firing away. Able to get some good damage on in. They do have a double time ability as well. Oh, looks like some of the spring golds are starting to go on down to the culverin. They got multiple culverins over here. The culverins are getting destroyed. Horsemen starting over on this culverin as well. This culverin may have received a spring gold shot there. That culverin does go down as well. Those things are not cheap. And now the battery ram's now engaging the keep. We got a pair of green horsemen up high as well. If Blue's going to do it, might as well do it himself. Green's battery rams are getting some great damage from the keep. It will go down. Horsemen closing this area on these archers. Streltsy still in good numbers. The battery rams trying to deal with these keeps now. We do got this bombard in the battery rams. We got the horsemen now charging forward. Oh, they need attack on in, actually. They do bonus damage versus ranged units, so they would do good bonus damage versus these Streltsy. Now these battery rams are getting cleaned up by the spearmen. Green has spent some of his gold reserve. Bruce player has plenty of good reserves as well. Got the bombards and springballs advancing forward. Getting some good damage there. We do got the archers advancing forward. We got more Streltsy here. Some more culverins as well. Taking out some of these bombards. And the horsemen are running another bombard as well, taking it out. Horsemen are advancing forward to engage each other. Spearmen charging forward as well. So very, very large number of Streltsy there. Horsemen now are seeing a bit of fire there. Green's front line starting to go down, but still is absurd number of Streltsy. Green's battery rams now trying to put some holes in this fresh keep. Streltsy still firing away. I think yep, we do have now the static deployment now online. These extra rate of fire. So they may get pushed around by these horsemen. Not sure that interrupts their static deployment. Culverins now push away forward. There's a large number of culverins here. Horsemen being charged forward. Those can take time to push down these battery rams. Streltsy getting some good hits there. Keep has been built and not being repaired on up. Battery rams are still alive, but slowly being picked apart. Both sides are shrinking forces on in, but overall Blue's position, I believe, is generally better. Keep now has been saved, started repairing up, not fully repairing it. Streltsy starting slowly being overwhelmed by the horsemen and the spearmen. It looks like Blue's maybe eyeing the fall back his force now. There's a lot of culverins now firing away. Also got the keep now getting some bowling foils. He's getting a little bit too close to it. The culverins may want to take time to start batting down the keep. They don't do bone favors buildings, but they at least do have a decent attack versus it. At, I guess 35 damage won't be that great. Green's archers now starting to get overran. Streltsy's still in a good number. Meganellis is exactly what green needs. We got these villagers here. Looks like this gold has been cleaned on up. It's still got this wood being cleaned on up. This perhaps will be devoid of wood relatively soon. Meganellis is firing volley there. And oh, Blue tried to go for a keep right there, but there's already a green keep. It's probably not a good idea to go for a blue keep there. It won't do much other than just being a nuisance. We got a blue claiming this gold here, very nice. Trying to pull out a keep right here. Needs to cancel it, does cancel it. While this wood is being cleaned up by Blue as well, he does not have a wooden fortress nearby to get the increased drop-off rate. Blue's horsemen now advance forward. We'll see a lot of archer fire. They currently have 14 attack right now, thanks to the chemistry arrows. And keep has been up here with cannon placement. Trying to hit the villagers once again. Maybe we'll hit some other infrastructure. It does have another line of palisade walls there. So there's just only wood being claimed here. In fact, almost all the wood over there is gone. Blue's now trying to advance it forward. They could perhaps take out the mosque to deny the gold income temporarily, as well as all the other resources. Some good hits there. Got this keep here. Baron Maganos pull out on the field. Finds a not very good volley down the spearmen. Culverins now firing away. Do they have a forward outpost here? Not sure why he's going for a forward outpost. I don't think it provides any real benefit. Villagers make it overran now. Does fire in a volley there. Get a deadly hit down the Streltsy. Does find a good volley there on the spearman as well. Culverins not getting overrun. Those are expensive units that are just gotten down. Green has a mass reserve of food and wood, so it's able to maintain really good production for the time being. Another keep being qualified Blue. Right now, Green is mainly an eye for some trebuchets and just defend it to hit those keeps on long distance. Streltsy getting some good damage there. Trying to advance it forward. Streltsy our gold unit. They're not as easy to replace, but the Roost does have a good amount of gold passive generation from his various camps. Though this high trade house is ever so dwindling, and starting to mine up all that wood as well. Doesn't have actually good wood income either. Blue's reserves are greatly dwindled, but should have more gold reserves overall, or less reserves of the other resources. Keeps on firing away. Over here we do have battery rams trying to batter down the keep. Villagers trying to throw some torches onto them. We now have another defensive green keep here, designed for a good hard point there. He does save the keep there, and it's going to be falling back. Not regret the keep in time. Horseman trying to come for a massive flank there onto the Streltsy. We'll be able to find the Streltsy there. Very, very nice. Getting some great damage onto them, but the Streltsy doing some good service up there. Does use double time. Double time does lastly have a very quick cooldown, or no, that's just duration ability. Duration icon. Do not the trader ring now being researched as well. Going for a handful of traders wouldn't hurt.
يسرني ذلك.
In fact, that would be a good source of gold. You don't need a whole lot of traders, just enough.
بناء رائع.
How much enough? It's hard to say. I would say going for 10 right now wouldn't hurt. He also has some other research as well. Increase gold from traders in trade ships by 30%. Jeez. Armor now important. Traders also return secondary resource. Get extra bit of resource as well. So you could potentially get a lot of extra resource generation from the traders. Even more than even the Mongols. Which they get additional 10% for all and potentially 20% for stone. Granted, Mongols is a free one that is acquired in technology, but you have no ways to secure it with walls. Battalions not trying to forward, may draw some good fire there. Blue Spearmen are going to be marked by these archers. Trollsy still in good numbers. Keep being repaired on up, bombarders in the region. Trollsy now receiving a lot of fire from these elite archers. Trollsy only have a range of 4, so these archers do have a range of 5, so they're able to get some good damage there. They can't be immediately smited down by the Trollsy. Bombarders now making their way forward. Got more forces pushing on in, and Green's reserve has been consumed. Bombarders now receiving some hits. Blue does have a good reserve of gold, but that's about it. He doesn't have. He's been maintaining minimal reserves the entire time of food and wood. Some good healing there. Thanks to the castle's healing effect. Medical core, I believe the technology is called. So good number of Streltsy here. Try and charge him forward, try and heal the Streltsy. Up here, horsemen do find some raids. Getting these would be very good. In actuality, Blue does deploy out some markets here. These are good gold generation. So both sides starting to eye for some markets. Spearmen and horsemen charging forward. Got the horsemen trying to run down the culverins. They'll get one. Streltsy now gunning down everything else. We see some traders for green as well. Can't say how much for sure. Both sides has some traders. But that's maybe what's one source the Roost player has. But the longer the game goes on, the better the Green's traders will be since he has more inherent technologies. Though he does not have them at the moment, last time I checked. Oh, he had some of these battery rams garrison. That may have been a bad choice. Blue's horsemen are starting to be cleaned on up. Blue's Streltsy are falling back, trying to get some damage there onto his horses. First now do have 3 pierce armor, the archers do have a lot of damage. Horsemen trying to skirmish around. There's actually an untapped gold deposit there. So Green needs to actually eye that potentially among all other resources. So Green may have not realized there's still a gold deposit in his territory. Blue's is picking up these gold deposits over here. Battery ram trying to make a breach. Streltsy getting some good damage there. Archers trying to engage. Spearmen also trying to engage as well. And Blue's going to be backing on off, unable to break the front line. We've got these horsemen here. So getting some good work, but they are starting to go on down. Archers pushing way forward, trying to get some good engagements. So we're getting ripped apart by those archers over here. Those are seeing some fire there, trying to pull out a lumber camp there, really trying to grab up as much wood as he can. Battery rams push way forward, got the Streltsy and the Spearmen advancing on forward. Got a couple horsemen for Green up here. Battery rams trying to push them forward. This keep is not fully repaired. And I just saw, I think a relic band picked up by Green. Trying to torch down some of these battery rams with the villagers now. Green looks like he will hold. You can see quite a bit of damage. Does not set a blaze. Horseman's trying to advance forward. We've got some green battery rams here as well, trying to batter down some stuff. High trade house still finding some good gold income. Battery Ram's now trying to get the high trade house, getting it down, putting the nice some gold income. More battery rams over here. And let's go and try to torch down those battery rams now. High trade house has plenty of health remaining, but still got the porcelain here as well. Chelsea starting being cleaned on up. More blue battery rams trying to push forward. Looks like the keep has been fully repaired on up. And green now has a really good reserve of resources right now. Blue still has been maintaining minimal income or minimal reserves. Battery rams getting some great damage onto that keep. Got these horsemen being cleaned on up. Got these Chelsea now getting some good damage there. War forces are streaming on in, trying to engage these forces. Battery ram trying to hit the keep is being repaired on up by a single villager, but this battery ram will likely finish it off. It's not being put down, and there it goes out in that keep. That's a good hard point down. Got some culverins up on the field. He's trying to go for another keep there. Does go for another defensive keep there. Culverin does go down. The spring golds. Spring golds are statistically more effective than spring golds, but they're less population efficient. Blue's now charging. Blue's now charging forward. Blue does have a spirit army deployed on the field. And this point is being captured by a battering ram. Poorly though. Chelsea gains some good damage there. Arch is soft turning away. Culverin now is trying to set on up. Chelsea now firing away. We do have, looks like green's eyeing for palisade walls. Both sides are eyeing for palisade walls. Green's forces starting to get overwhelmed. It's right now been a bit of back and forth. The stone wall gate will go down. Bringing me across some more spearmen there, trying to go for this little bit of wood there. The stone gate does go down. And these green villagers may actually get hit by these horsemen. Green's advancing forward of these archers there. Not a lot of trophies are remaining. Blue still has some good gold, small reserve honestly, but it's been consuming all of his primary resources. Green has queued up a massive reserve as well, going for a large wave of hand cannoneers. We're trying to protect this region. Both sides have gone for a lot of villagers. Got a wave of battery rams for blue. Horseman trying to shoot man forward. And looks like trying to make another attack over here once again, trying to hit this gold deposit. Another batting around this region. We do got the horseman now streaming down south. Spearman trying to stop them once again. Cannoneers are a good item right now. And now we've got another battering ram assault for green, as was supported by some of these horsemen. He could pass the knock of the high trade house. And some of these villagers start going down. He does have plenty of spare villagers. And both sides have gone for a massive reserve of traders. That both can get a nice and good funding with their gold generation. Though green has eyed the wood as the extra income. Has both of all of those researched. I suppose I don't really need to worry about camel support right now. There's been not a lot of horsemen put up on both sides. Up here we do got the batteries not getting cleaned on up. Green's horsemen's go on down as well. Ooh, villagers been brought on the front line trying to deal with these battering rams. The villagers need to fall back and deal with those battering rams. Blue's horsemen are maybe trying to find an opening. There is an opening over here. The villagers do find the keep fire. Could perhaps try to collect up this wood instead. And it's going to try to claim this wood as well. It's probably going to have to sort of rely wood from the trade at the current rate. Does lose a number of those villagers there. The wood is basically completely gone on green side of the map. There are some wood deposits over here, so green should try claiming that, and as well as some gold there. This gold has been cleaned on up, so it has the keep. More archers and Spirit Charging forward. There's still some hand cannoneers left in this force. Green has a lot of food and gold. Maybe at this point in time, he's transitioned to mana arms. Mana arms will be effective for his opponent's current composition. Charles don't care what they shoot at, so I think mana arms may be the better option at this point in time. Now great time for an attack over here. There is a breach over there thanks to his opponent's lumber cams. Now trying to go over another line of palisade walls. Overland's finding some shots there. Archer trying to defend the line. There's a handful of cannoneers as well. Got a couple blue battering rams in this region as well. Does have access to this town center and the keep for defense, though the town center does not have any garrison inside of it. Keep does have the medical corp there. These battering rams do go down. Their opponents are splitting their fire. Very nice. I didn't overkill too much. Blue's horsemen now engaging Green's horsemen. This breach has been closed, but the green does have some battering rams to create another breach. Culver's receiving fire there. Apparently Culver can be healed by the cast keep as well. Very nice. Get some good hits there on the battering ramps. All the batteries will go down. Do also have some camels bullet on the field. Horsemen trying to stop the villagers. There are still 1,000 gold remaining. And now I've got big waves of elite camel riders. They do have 8 melee armor. That's quite a bit. Bonus damage versus cavalry. Or not cavalry, but also to cavalry and siege. Can you not deploy out lancers as Abbasid? Yeah, you can deploy out lancers. What was I thinking? Maybe a bit better to go for lancers, but there is a lot of armor there. I can't say at the top of my head what's better at this point in time. The elite lancers or elite camels. Spearmen are being cleaned up. Horsemen are being cleaned on up. The Roost player has plenty of gold reserves, so you may want to buy some food with it. Now got these batteries pushed way forward. Does take up the high trade house there. Does it still provide gold income? If it does still provide gold income when knocked out, that's a bit of an oversight, I would say. Its monster has no relics on the inside. Got a handful of villagers here trying to collect up some gold. The horsemen are going to try to deny it. Green could eye for a small villager count there to pull out more military. That will really help him on the front line. And for Charles in this region. Good number of Charles, I should say. Barons are going down. We're now charging forward. Archers and Cannoneers are taking out those forces. And it looks like these banner rams will go down to the culverts. There's now iron counterattack. This front line just Blue's front line decided to disintegrate. Some of these villagers are being picked on off. And now I've got these big wave of camels face forward. This gold is pretty much all mined out. If he camps at a trade, that would be very important. So we're going to get cleaned on up. Right now, Blue's trade is very, very vulnerable. Village being cleaned on up. Looks like there's some spearmen in this region. And trying to repair this breach now. Looks like Green's going for a big wave of hand cannoneers. He has a good amount of gold and food for that. But these guys still... Yep, still collecting wood for him as well. He does need it. And he's probably going to have to rely whatever wood he can get from trade and purchasing. Big wave of hand cannoneers advancing on forward. Spearman getting some great damage there. The less villager count is able to play a larger armor, which is very important in this moment in time. And here comes the camels. They're not dealt with. These traders could go down. That could spell a death knell for the Roost player. Again, here's archers push way forward. Culveron's being overran. One Culveron does go down. Green's archer's starting to go on down. And he does save that Culveron. It can fall back to this castle for some healing. I'm not sure how much trade went down. He's actually torching down the markets, which is not what he wanted to do. He needs to hit those traders themselves. Both sides going for a heavy amount of trade. And also now repairing up the Culveron as well. Single Camel Rider gains some hits there. We got the Spearmen trying to burn down the Palisade gate there. They're trying to repair it up. I don't think they're going to be successful out of wood right there. Ooh, the Roost player is low on wood. There's some wood over here. And now Green has a breach. He needs to go straight for the market line, trade line. That's the only thing that's really keeping both players in. It's the trade. So I suppose the food wouldn't hurt as well. Even and seeing he saw the Roost players out of wood right there, going for the farms. Not the villagers on the farms, but the farms themselves wouldn't be half bad, because that is something you can't easily replace. Speaking about farms, we got now these elite horsemen engaging these villagers once again. He needs to hit these trade line. The trade line is much more valuable at this point in time. Look at that food and gold reserve for Green. So Green's pulling out pretty far ahead there. Strolsy cutting down some of these forces. Beating the trade line for the Roost player. Villagers trying to claim this wood now, but it's not near a lumber camp nor a wooden fortress. The wooden fortress is important because those give us extra drop off there. Some of these trade caravans now receiving some hits there. Has a mark here. Then hitting this mark is actually important as well. Because here's the trade post. Mark here will delay his opponent's income, and he doesn't really have the wood for it either to get it replaced. Horseman charging forward does have this gold being obtained. And he's repairing it up. Got some strokes here for defense. Blue is starting to stabilize. Green's starting to pull ahead with some sheer resources. Has some bombards here. The bombards seem like they're shooting really far. 10 range. I guess that is 10 tower range. It's the same as normal. And now the keep is seeing massive fire. Blue is at pop cap. So is Green. Green has a good reserve of units being pulled on out. So does Blue. Most of the Spearmen, however. He has that 44 Streltsy. He's starting to go on down. Multiple keeps are now down. Got Spearmen charging forward. Has a good number of hand cannoneers to support them. Horsemen trying to charge forward, trying to deal with these various artillery pieces. Ooh, Mangonel gets good shots there, but both those Mangonels do go down. Looks like Blue's going to eye for a big reserve of Spearmen and Horsemen being put on the field. Got Camels here around the region. Camels do have the Camel on E's benefit. Infantry gain Camel support, infantry gain additional armor when near Camels. Right now, so the hand cannons are +5 armor. Crossing now base forward, they don't exactly care what they shoot at, they do put big holes and everything. Good stutter step there. Now I've got chemistry here in this search, that will give the Green's hand cannons even more power. Crossing, you have chemistry already. Good is there onto the Streltsy now. That blue bombard does go down. More of these horsemen stream on in, getting hits on the villagers. He's got a massive Green has queued up of his reserve forces, mostly on the camels. Green doesn't have a master reserve at the moment. He does have 9 knights being floated out. He's going for the elite knight as well as the knight saber, increasing the sword damage of the knights by 4. The camel on ease will basically counteract that, or maybe the knight saber counteracts the camel on ease. Still collecting extra wood from those trade caravans. Infrastructure starting going down for Green. He has not really made use of high armories, reduced siege production, did he? Which is actually a bit of a problem there. Siege workshops, yeah, he didn't utilize that, did he? Of course, engaging Chelsea firing away. Long Chelsea stands still. You have the now got the static deployment there, getting some extra damage. The Blues able to hold the line. Forces advancing forward, trying to defend this region. We got the good number of elite camels in this region. Of course, they're not exactly anti-Streltsy, are they? These horsemen, regular horsemen for that. Personnel's trying to stay engaged. Bombard's trying to get as much fire support as he can as well. More troops being brought, more knights as well. He's finding some elite knights. He's falling back. Has a good reserve as well, both players. Yeah, the Roos player does not have much reserve left. Green has a very good reserve, so he can be a bit suicidal with his forces. Blue can't really be losing any more units. And Blue decides to back out of the game now, unable to secure himself a victory. With the extra resources Green was obtaining, it was looking like it's going in his favor either way. This is Anna Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.